Hey guys, Evan Stroll of Stroll Strength Systems. Today we're going to be talking about the squat. This is probably my second favorite exercise, and it's super important for anybody trying to make physique changes, just because of the massive amount of muscle recruitment you're going to get from it. Besides the deadlift, it's probably the second highest out of any other exercise, just because it's going to bring so many muscles into it. And also, another reason I really like to push clients to try to master it as much as they can, or at least get an intermediate understanding of it, is because it's going to set you up with the correct motor patterns to build off of later in other exercises. So this is one that I really want you to spend a lot of time on. Today, what we're going to do, I'm going to go fairly in-depth on it, but we're going to try to kind of break it down step by step. So what we're going to do, we're going to start from the top down. So pretty much with the squat, there's two categories all the way down the charts on each thing we're going to break down, depending on your body type. Start with, we're going to do bar position. So for bar position, probably the biggest factor is just whether you're going to be a low bar or high bar squatter. Typically, what I like to do, especially in women, just because they're going to be very quad dominant compared to men, is I like to have them in a more of a low bar position. And that's going to be with the bar resting on or almost under the traps, depending on your flexibility. And also, I really like to press low bar on any athletes, anybody like that, anybody with back issues, anything like that, or knee pain, just because it's going to help get your hips back a lot farther than the high bar squat. And it's also it's going to take a lot of stress off that knee because it's not going to have to move as far forward. And also it's going to put a lot more emphasis on the glutes, hammies, and erector spinae. So for the low bar position, what I like to do, I like to have people in a little bit narrower width grip. And I just feel like you can keep the bar a little bit tighter here when you're in that grip width. And again here, just like every other thing, it's really going to depend on your flexibility if you're going to have any limitations using this grip. But just to show you, so what I mean by that one, you're going to be right about here. You're going to tuck the elbows under the body, chest through. I'll give you a side view of it. So I'm going to be right here, chest nice and high, head up, elbows down, holding the bar nice and tight, using my lats to squeeze the bar in. That's going to be your low bar position. Now I'm going to, actually, I'll show you a little bit. So for your high bar position, the only time I'm really going to press that on people is either if they're equipped lifters or if they're very glute and hammy dominant. Not that that's ever a problem, but for your physique athletes, bodybuilders, anybody like that, there is a lot to the quadricep training and just getting in that high bar position because of the way it's going to push your knee forward more. It is going to give you a lot more recruitment in there. So again, for them, I tend to push the high bar position a little bit. So for high bar, just like the low bar, it's going to change your grip up a little bit. So for this one, you're going to end up being a little bit wider than you would be on the low bar, and sometimes even all the way out to the collars almost. And once you're here, again, just like the low bar position, it's going to be chest up, head up, elbows down, squeezing with the lats, pulling that bar nice and tight. So we're going to be right about here. Give it a side view here. So, right here. And again, that one's only really going to be for power lifters or people looking to gain mass in their quadriceps. And if they are doing that, I still like them to kind of wave in and out the high bar and low bar just to keep strain off that patellar tendon. So the next big thing to break down after bar positioning and hand placement is going to be your foot placement. For foot placement, we can get really in depth here. I'll get a little bit in depth, but really it's going to be on a person by person basis. Everybody's going to be a little bit different just because of genetic variations in how their joints are built. For the hip joint, ball and socket joint right here, it's really going to have a huge impact on your stance width. What ends up happening, I guess the best way to explain it would just be, so imagine this is your femur, this is the femoral head, This is your acetabulum, or where the femur connects into your hip joint. So what's going to happen when you're squatting, if you've got somebody with a very short femoral head, what's going to happen is this is going to run into your acetabulum when you get into too narrow of a stance. So they really get caught into having to be in that wider stance if they want to get to depth here, and also if they want to resist pushing the knees forward. So what the other side of the story is going to be is somebody with a longer femoral head. They pretty much got the golden ticket. You can squat wherever you want if you got this, because you're not really gonna, there's not gonna be a lot of interference in that hip joint, so you're really gonna have a lot more smoothness in whatever stance you choose. And after the hip joint, the next big thing in the squat, a lot of people like to talk about how people with long legs or short legs, it's gonna make a huge difference in their stance width. Hate to break it to you, it really doesn't matter that much. You'll see awesome squatters in narrow stances with long legs. You'll see awesome squatters in narrow stances with short legs. Same thing with the deadlift. What's really gonna make or break it is gonna be the length of your torso, because it's gonna, just the leverage advantages that you get with the shorter torso, it's gonna really allow you to hit any width. The longer that torso starts to get, the wider you're going to have to start to move that stance out, because it's going to take a lot of stress off the spine. So that being said, you're really going to have to kind of feel around with this one. So what I like to do is kind of just get people into a basic position, so just a little bit outside shoulder width, and from here they can start to kind of feel around, feel it out, find the position that's correct for their body. So I'll give you a couple example squats, just running all the way through it. So again, I'm going to show you the low bar position just because this is the one I press for in most people. All right, so right here, coming out. What I'm going to do is squeeze the elbows nice and tight, head up, chest up. Some people can run into problems here if they've got lack of thoracic mobility. If that's the case, you just really want to roll that out with the foam roller, so you can get the chest through and get a nice arch in the back. Once you're here again, I personally actually am more out here when I'm really going for maximum strength, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to show you one that everybody can use a little bit. So you're going to be right here, little bit outside shoulder width, toes are going to be turned to the outside a little bit as well. And now what you're going to do, chest up, head up, elbows down, bar tight. What I want you to think about doing first is breaking at the hips. So I'm letting my butt sink back a little bit. Once I get my butt moving back a little bit, the main thing is just going to be opening your hips up, getting those knees out, really actively driving them to the outside. So I'm going to be right here. Butt back, head up, chest up, knees out, squatting down, hitting depth, coming up. So each time I'm going to have you take a big inhale and hold it as well. So we're right here. Each rep, that's how it should be, just because it's going to help you stabilize your spine a lot better. So walk that back. For this video, that's actually probably enough for now. I don't want to get too in depth. Well, actually, I'll give you another side shot of that low bar position. So you're right here. Right here, chest up, head up. Now, breaking at the hips, pushing the butt back. Once I'm here, I'm breaking at the knees, getting down nice and tight, chest up, head up, coming back up. I don't want knees coming to the inside, driving forward, because again, that's either going to lead to a patellar tendon strain or tendonitis in there. So knees out, shin staying as vertical as possible, driving up. Another thing, not coming up on the toes like this. That's pushing the knees way too far forward. Oh, weight back on your heels. Driving through. So that'll be good for today. We'll start to get more in depth later. And I hope that helps you. Evan Strauss, Strauss Strength Systems. See you later.